All right, so planning a move to an area you've never lived in is, of course, a really big decision. And there's always going to be pros and cons to any new place you're moving to or any place you live in, right? I'm going to break down today the pros and cons of living in the town of Sonoma, or as it's called, Sonoma Valley, okay? I'm Julie with Sullivan Group Real Estate, and we help people move in and out and all around Sonoma County each year. We'd love to help you find your next home here in Sonoma County and answer any questions and help teach you about the different areas we have here in Sonoma County. So, I've lived in Sonoma County for almost 40 years now, and 20 years of those were spent in the town of Sonoma or Sonoma Valley. So I think I have a pretty good pulse on the pros and cons of living in that little town. All right, well, let's start with the pros. It is a small town. You have a real small town feel. There's a wonderful community feeling there. So many different things always going on that brings the community together with festivals and parades, and Tuesday night farmers market on the plaza, music on the plaza. I mean, even the high school football games get a crowd each week. And speaking of the high school, really decent schools in Sonoma. They might not be the highest rated in Sonoma County, but they are good and they are improving every year. There's a very high level of parent involvement and wonderful teachers. Low crime rate. I mean, you guys, really low crime rate in Sonoma Valley. I mean, generally year to year, there is not even a homicide or a murder or anything. I mean, maybe a little theft and burglary. My kids, they never even had a house key growing up, and pretty much we hardly ever even locked our front door, if that tells you anything. Another pro is great restaurants and wineries. Sonoma is a bit of a tourist town, so that is going to attract great restaurants, and then there's all the wineries that you can visit, as well as like really fun little shops around the plaza. I think another pro you have to talk about is the weather and the beautiful landscape. The weather is just ideal. It does get hot there in the summer because you are sitting down in a valley. The fog doesn't really get into the valley like it can off the coast in some of our other cities. You get these really warm summer nights that are just so, I love those. I kind of miss those not living in Sonoma, in the town anymore. And the beautiful landscape. I mean, the wineries, the rolling hills with the vineyards, the tree-lined streets, the mature trees all around town, and then the historic plaza that's so charming. It's just like this idyllic little Pleasantville that you see in the movies. All right, but with pros, there are always some cons of living in any given area. And interestingly, my first con is the same as my first pro, and that is it's a small town, right? If it's not your thing, it's not your thing. You live there long enough and you kind of know everybody, and to be honest, sometimes it can feel a little bit like you're living in a fishbowl. I mean, it just is what it is when you live in a small town. Housing costs. Sonoma, the town of, and Sonoma Valley tend to be some of our higher housing costs countywide. It's still very affordable as compared to the Greater Bay Area, but the median house price is sitting at about $1 million right now. The last two have to do with kind of getting around. It is a tourist town, so on those touristy weekends, there is going to be some traffic. Getting in and out of town can be a little backed up, and definitely getting around the plaza. So, but most of your grocery stores and stuff aren't on the plaza, so you can get around and do the things you need to do without going down to the plaza. But there is some tourist traffic, but the tourists are what keep that little town going. So, and then I think my last con is it is a little bit of a drive to any of the surrounding areas. You are kind of like on an island. A lot of longtime Sonomans call it their little island, and they like it. And it is great. You have grocery stores and drugstores and all the things you need for day-to-day living. But to get to any of the bigger cities, I mean, you want to go to Costco or Target, or you need a bigger hospital or different, medical care. It is like 30 minutes to Napa, 30 to 40 minutes to Santa Rosa, 20, 30 minutes over to Petaluma or out to Novato on the 101, which would then take you down to San Francisco. So there you have it. Those are the pros and cons of living in wonderful Sonoma Valley. I mean, overall, it is such a cute town, a wonderful place to raise your kids. I wouldn't change that for anything. If you have any other questions, always feel free to reach out. And if you liked this video, subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, hit the bell so you can be notified when we release more videos of everything Sonoma County and Sonoma County real estate. Thanks for watching.